Continuing our narration of L.W. deLaurance's The Master Key, we have arrived at Chapter 16, commencing Lesson 14, Attention and Mental Discipline. Summary of Lesson 14. This is a very difficult lesson. So difficult that no student can hope to master all of it without sincere study. But the attempt to master it will have valuable results, and as you begin to make a little headway, it will have an important bearing on your future career. Table of contents here in Lesson 14, the exercises. Exercise 33 is concentration applied to reading. 34, concentration applied to muscle control. Exercises 35 and 36, exercises in attention. 37, concentration applied to defining. 38, another exercise in attention. 39, concentration applied to speech. And exercise 40, errors in communication, or concentration, errors in concentration. Exercises 33 and 35, particularly, are difficult and must be attacked very, very carefully. Follow the instructions precisely. Pay particular attention to exercise 39. It's one of the most important in this volume. And exercise 40 is very important and will repay you splendidly if always acted upon. Now, here the author wishes to speak to you of several things which detract from it, and so hinder perfect concentration and mental discipline. Nearly every man or woman who has a knotty, a specifically difficult problem to solve, be it one of study, business, or connected with the ordinary affairs of life, is guilty of some mental weakness which accompanies the act of attending to the problem. Some men sit smoking a pipe and watching the smoke as it rises from their lips. Some people cannot think the problem out without a drumming accompaniment of their hands on the table. Some sit all bunched up, every muscle tense and every nerve on the stretch. Others are on the move all the time. Some with every part of their body, others by walking rapidly to and fro across the floor. All these people are thinking. They will tell you they cannot think otherwise than by following one or the other of the above methods. Now suppose that any of these people are so situated that they cannot employ any of the tricks, these tricks of attention, just named. What happens? What happens? They are practically helpless. There should be one reason why you, as a student of concentration, should not employ any of these tricks. Again, if you analyze any of these methods, you will find that none of these people attain anything approaching perfect attention. The attention of the smoker wanders through the wreaths of smoke and to their manifestations of form. The people who drum on the table find their thoughts wandering to the table or to the drumming, and so on with the other cases. Now, there's only one way in which perfect attention, relatively speaking, can be gained, and that is by being perfectly still. No matter what the problem may be that you have to solve, sit down to it quietly. Sit upright in your chair and never move a muscle. Do not move foot, hand, finger, head, or in fact any part of your body unless absolutely obliged to do so. Be quiet. At first you may not succeed so well as formerly, as your whole body will rebel, but you will find as you keep on that you will think better and quicker than formerly. For instead of wasting energy on the thinking, you have saved it. And you're now ready to act on your thinking. If your thinking has to be long and keen, sit perfectly still. Still, with your eyes closed, if circumstances permit, and see that your muscles are in their normal state. Remember, in all your thinking, to observe the following rule. Sit, or stand if conditions must be set. Perfectly still. Every part of your body at rest, every muscle relaxed. And by so doing, you will think without strain. And the quality of your thinking will be higher. And the time spent much shorter. Following will be exercise 33, concentration applied to reading. Go into a room where a conversation is going on. Take up a book and try to read, making up your mind that you will not listen to a single word of the conversation. Say to yourself before commencing, I will, in other words, I determine that I shall not hear a single word of this conversation. Read for 5 minutes and then try to see how much of the conversation you can write down. Never mind if it seems disjointed. Write down what you can remember, even though it should be just a few words. Now note, this is not a memory exercise. Therefore, the mere words you are able to write down, the worse for your concentration. It proves that the conversation has affected you and hindered your concentrating on what you've been reading. This is an extremely difficult exercise. Not the writing down, but the ability to keep the mind closed, as it were, to the conversation that is going on around you. Especially when you find it difficult if the passage you have selected requires close attention or where the subject is not particularly interesting. This exercise makes great demands on your concentrative powers and is therefore very important. It is extremely valuable to students or to business people who often have to attend to intricate problems or complicated detail while the hum of conversation is going on around them. To some people, this type of concentration is natural, as is instanced by some authors who can write while surrounded by conversation and other distractions. Always remember to practice the exercise by affirming that you will not hear a single word of the conversation around you. This will help you. Seek occasions to practice this exercise. You will find them in your home, such occasions, in a railway train or restaurant, sitting in the park, etc. Do not be discouraged if you make slow progress. Like all true progress, it is gradual progress. Some of the other exercises in this section will help you to attain this type of concentration. In the following video, we'll continue with exercise number 34, concentration applied to muscle control, which begins thusly. In some of the other exercises, there have been directions given to the control of muscles. The following exercise is to develop still further control of the muscles, but it is one that needs at first the cooperation of another person. We'll pick up with that in the next video.